Do you mind? Does anybody mind? I just met Mary. Every time I meet Mary, she wants to go faster. I says, Mary, I can't go faster. She says, you better go faster. I said, well, then come and help me. Go on my shoulder, and you know what I'm thinking right now. Can't you write it down? And it doesn't matter. You're not fast enough, because by the time you started writing it down, I forgot about that and started thinking about something else, but I have to reconnect about my first thought. I have to reconnect my first thought so I can continue on building that puzzle so people can follow me. I don't want to tell people to follow me. I don't want to tell people I'm right. I want to show people what I do, and you decide on your own. I watched a gentleman that said the same words as I said. Let's say he said them first. I don't care who says it first, because at the end of this all, money won't matter anymore. Who you are will matter more than anything else, and because you're on this earth, we're all going to always take pity and throw you something to eat. Otherwise, we're going to get rid of you and put you to another place, a place where you belong, and you'll have to win yourself back. Because if you have no money and we give you money every single day and you smoke dope with it and you got no money to eat, what are we supposed to do? How far are we going to fall before you begin to stand on your own? This is the world we live in right now. I'm not telling you. I'm telling a story. All I'm doing is telling a story. Hello, Wall. How are you doing, Wall? Because you echo, Wall, I want to echo with you. So we're going to have a talk. Me, the camera, and the wall. Because you're not there. You're not there at all. By the time you are there, you've left me a note to say I was here. But now you're gone, so I don't know where you are. But by the amount of views I saw and all the comments that you make, I know somehow you were around to say those comments. Unless you made them all up. But I don't make anything up. Has anybody met the belly button? You know the belly button, right? Now known as the six-pack. The belly button and the six-pack. Something to do with the muscles in the six-pack. Something to do with the muscles in the six-pack. Because man's a heart. That's all he is, but he's two sides because the head's in the middle. How did they connect us together? Well, they showed how they connect us together. I want to show you something. Imagine this. And they show it. They deliver you. I deliver to you how it is. I'm going to show you where the light goes through. The eye of man is the light because his head is one choo-choo train. The grays, is it possibly it's the female and the male? Regardless of what they do, female and male, but I'm the last decision. So where do I come out in making this decision? How do I bring the two of them together to make the decision? Only to know they are, whatever they are, female, male, I don't know anything about the brain. But everybody says there's the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. Left, right, L and R. L is 12, R is 18. 1, 4, 7 on your phone is 12 on the left-hand side. 3, 6, and 9 is 18. You want to see the number for left and right? 9, 6, 3 is 18. That's the letter R. 7, 4, 1, 1 month, 4 months, 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, 1 month of 28 days. Sometimes it's 29. When it's 29, this 9 in the corner becomes 9 and 2 instead of 9 and 1. So you have 3 years of the 1. No. You have 4 years of the 1. Because first it's the 28 days. Then they add on the 1 day to make it the 29 days. So do we start from here, go up, and over to 9? I haven't thought yet, but we don't have to. Because you know why? 2 Venus, okay, where the eye goes, where the eye splits in Venus, is actually run by the 7th gate. And I'm going to show you how the 7th gate and how Neptune works. The Neptune holds Super Bowl. Hold on, let me go on my head. Okay, it's holding in my gray cup. Honey, don't talk about the cup at the table. I was wearing it to protect the boys. How come the boys hurt so much when you get hit in the nuts? You're a nuts, and I got a ton of stories. So when you take these hockey cards and you put them together, where do you think the eye would be? Puts it over here. The eye's looking up. My eye looks up, and somehow 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or Rubik's Cube is inside of here, which inside of here is that whatever it is that splits up between the two brains. Is it possible that 2 brains are connected somewhere down beneath, somewhere that they come together? Okay? Jumping off one section. So now I told you left and right clavicle. the clavicle. I took the batteries out so I can't make a mistake. The left and right clavicle. We're going to go back over here. 1, 4, and 7 is 12. 12, the letter is L. The right side, 3, 6, and 9, 18. The letters are left and right. L and R. Left and right, bring the light. This is the center of creation. 1 to the right and 1 is back. 1 to the left and 1 is back. 1 to go, 1 to come, and you got 2 plus coming out here to start this 3, because you got to come up with the equation to start before anything happens. And then you do it on the left. The French say gauche and droite, G and D, and in the center is the O, G-O-D. Don't say O in the middle of God, because that's the water running down your throat. Here's your O, here's your light. The light, I don't know how this works, but it comes up your ass. I swear, maybe that's why we get hemorrhoids, because it seems like the light is coming right up your ass. Is it possibly it's pulled by the gravitational pull that's inside of who you are, pulling you down, making you heavier? But that's your one spirit light. And where would it go? Either into your hips, okay? Because your ass is actually the back part that fills in, that you can have that bone in between the two sides. One bone, you got a boner, I got a left boner, I got a right boner, I got a boner all the time. The only thing I have the clavicle boner is they're all single boners, right? But they're curved. My legs, I got stilts. You know what they did to me? I was a heart. I could have just felled over on my heart and went with my heart, my fibrillator, to walk along the ground. No, they made me stand up. Stand up tall, my friend. Just stand up for yourself. Everybody wants to stand up. Do you ever notice you can put your... Oh, look, I put my arm in the air. Wow. Birds must have it easy to fly. But when I want to pick up my body, God, I must weigh a ton. I'm only this big. And I left this whole body up because it's mechanical. They call it human. They built that was a human somewhere from Asia. Do you know how I know? And I know Saddam Hussein also knows, because he's a who. Who, what, when, and where, and how were we made? Where did we come from? Do we actually know what we are doing here? We know what we're doing right now, what we should be doing here, what the purpose of coming here was. The one spirit of the sixth light. And these cards ring a bell. Why? Because they show bells on it. That means this is now your necktie coming down here. It's also your cervical, as that's what they call it, down where the bell rings. Downstairs is number 7. Hello, this is Bell calling. Is anybody home up there? Well, you didn't press in the right 3-digit area code. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, my God. Yes. Hello. My hand is dirty. You're making this up, right? I have green on my hand. Right. Like, it's almost like my skin color turning. You're telling me I'm going to become a Martian? Should I actually be peeking now? Oh, he's right. My hand is green. Now we're going to put this keyboard to the side. I mean, we can say a lot of this. There was one word. I don't remember what the word is, okay? But P, O, and I says we're a P. L, O, and I says the law. In Spanish, you can actually say qual, K-W, but it doesn't matter. The U, this letter, and this letter, we don't need many languages to do it. Not many languages. But the U and the W, they say the same thing. Just like the B. You know what's so funny about the B and the V? Because, you know what, if you take away the B, okay, and every time you see an O, O, F are both 6 letters, 6 and 6, okay? O and F make 6, and X makes 6. The other letter, okay, when you put O with F and X, so you put those 3 together at the beginning of the word, and again, you got that PH again. The same thing as 4 times 4 is 16, and 4 plus 4 is 8. It's H and P. P and H, same the F letter. That was in number 4. Now we're going to number 6. 6 and 4 are right across from each other. Makes the 10 worlds. You see the V of Venus? The V of Venus, I'm going to show you. Let me think of this. So I told you about the light, right? You see, this is a Venus V. She takes the one side of the hemisphere to the other side and brings it to the point. Maybe brings it over here. Okay? Then there's the third point of the pyramid in here. Is it pointing up over here? Over here is right over here. This should be separated a little bit. This should be actually... This should actually be more like this. Now you have more of your body space in between. So this and this create the same shape as this, but it's east and west. So you tie yourself a belt. And now you're one belt. You run with the 10. Left and right. 5 and 5, 5 and 5 above, 5 and 5 below, fingers and toes. V makes 44. But this is not a complete. This would be 22. This would be 22. That means this would be 11, 11, 11, 11. Because this was 22 and 22. Unless we have the separation, you have to count something within the separation of the two sides. But we're not going over there right now. Okay? 22 and 22 and 22 and 22 is 44 and 44. It's the space between. This is 44 all in actuality. Because it's the space between. 22 and above, 22 and below. This is 44, and this is 44. But excuse me, I was going on P and H and F. Okay? So P, H, X, F, O, X. This is the Venus, and we've been fucked over. Fucked over. 666, created from 4 by 4, created 4 plus 4, and the total of everything is 6 times 4. This is the 4 letter, becomes 6 times 4 is 24. This is the 6 letter, 666, 18. 18 is 9 and 9. Excuse me, 666 ends up to making your 9. So if you have P, 6, P and P makes 16. 1 and 6 is 7, you have 7 and 9. You have 6 and 8. You have 6 and 6. Because this is the 6th letter, and it's over here, and it creates with the 4. Zion, 0, Israel, all number 64. And we can go on and speak. The number I really wanted to talk about was the V letter. Why? Because like I showed you in here, when you create 2 V's, okay, you automatically get 4. So, Venus 2, Venus 2, 2, Venus 2, 2, 2, and Venus minus 2. Why would we say it that way? We got to say it which one of the ways, because we're only allowed to go 1, 2, and 1, 2. It's 2 and 2. These two are hooked up together, or it's an L. This one goes up here to here. This one comes around to here. This one and this one connect together. I don't know how. I wish I can tell you exactly how. This is Venus. They're all Venuses. That's what I'm assuming. Saturn is a Venus 3. 2, 3. Let me mark this down. This would be Venus 2, Saturn 3, Mars 4, 2, and Uranus 4. Uranus, no, it's not Uranus, sorry, it's Neptune 4. And then you got to go Jupiter, Jupiter 5. Okay, now this is the way it is. You get a box over here, right in the center. You call that 5. You got a box, you call this 5. Okay? Regardless of whatever's in it, 9 times 5 is 45 equals to Fox. 54 is the sun. If you multiply 5 times itself 4 times, it gives you 6, 2, and 5. If you multiply 4 times and 4 times, you get 256. If you divide 4 divided by 256 or multiply, you get 512 MB. 256 and 256 is 512. Forget it. It's actually just saying to you, I'm coming from one moon into the next moon. 2 moons of Mars. Why? 256, 28 and 28 are moon days. It's also the number for man. 56 also stands for the comet, but 256 says I'm doing 256s, two moons and 2 moons. 2 moons and 2 moons means I'm coming into Mars. Why? Because Mars is 2 times 2 is 4. Saturn is 2 times 3 is 6. That's where man's creation comes in. The moon of Neptune, which gives man his mind, his gray cup, is 2 times 4. 24 becomes the cat. The cat inside the box of Mars in the Saturn world. 2 and 3, Mars gets 4. Saturn gets 6. They both double up because the bottom and the top and the sides each get 2 of their own. Plus they get to be the other side. I may be me, okay, but at the same time I'm me, I'm the same me who's being on this video right now. Can I be both me's at the same time? The one you see and hear and the one I see? Let me get something to drink for a second. Well, not for a second, but yeah, let me see if I got something good. I got something, let's see. Oh, I got something to eat also. You know, and I'm doing this video, you know, and I don't even know if it's going to upload. It's Whelks. I just saw a program on TV. All about eating, not taking any drugs. Do you know the medication I take has killed more people than anything? The medication I'm on right now tells me my head's gonna, what did I say? That's what it makes you do. Then you lose your confidence of whether or not you're going to be well or not. Am I going to be able to fall asleep tonight? Will I wake up in the middle of the night and end up in the hospital where they're going to take away all my time? They won't let me write because the first thing they do when you're a bipolar person and you have mania, they want you to stop writing. They don't want you to listen to anything. Just go outside and smoke your cigarettes. Stop your brain. Then we'll give you medication so it can't start again. That's what they did to me. In fact, would you like to know exactly what they did for me? They gave me 1,500 milligrams of a medication that was tested to an average of not more than 3 and 200 milligrams per person, but the maximum was 8 and I was getting 15. And threatened that if you don't take your medications, you'll end up back here. So they'll take away my clothes. You want to be a good boy today, or we'll take away your clothes. 41-year-old man, give him a needle in an ass and put him to sleep because he looked like he was going out. He was going out of his mind. But I was only walking and pissed off that I knew they wanted me to stay in, that I couldn't stay out on my own. They locked me up only by the vision of between two eyes of what they thought and learned in school, and she didn't get 100% in school, she got 85. So right away, 15% of everything she does is going to be wrong. And they locked me up in 2 hospitals, so I wanted to get out, and what was the first thing that happened when I wanted to get out? The doctor said to my parents, "You really think you should take him out and get a lawyer?" First thing my parents said was, "Okay, doc, you must know your business." Not what I think. Like, all of a sudden I'm not thinking normal because I was a little manic. Freshly squeezed, no sugar added. Why do they have to put that word, no sugar added? Why? That's my supper for tonight. 7 of these and apple juice. I have to put this cat on the floor. This is the nicest looking cat I ever had. So we talked also, and I mentioned the month of October, but with these 2 words, 4 and 6, coming together, in which 4 times 6 and 4 plus 6 equal to 10 and 24, both creating the Roman numeral and this 10 over here. The only time a 0 should show up is when the value in front of it is worth a 10. That means it's in the family of 10. This is the total. I have not left who I am still 1. This is the next group. This would be the next group. This would be the next group. They always move up 1 group because after you fall down from 10 to 9, there are only groups of 9. You fall down 1, you're 1 less in this group. But this is all about 64, Mars and Saturn. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 8 is 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 and 8 is 14. 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 plus 4 equals 6. The total is 14. 14 equals 9. 48 plus 14 is 62. 2 equals to 2 by 6 equals 12. 2 plus 6 equals 8 equals 20. So let me show you what worked out here. I now went 2 times 4, 2 times 6. Now, I know we're upside down. Neptune's on top because the 4 is over here. This is supposed to be 24, 42. 24 is 2 by 12. 42 is 3 by 14. It's part of the Mayan numbered setup. This also puts the cross on your back, and this is where you get the light. Why do you get the light here? 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. Goes into the center. My 1 gets added to the other 4. Here's the light coming out of here. It seems like our light goes up to our brain instead of down, or maybe from the backbone here and forward to our brain, but out of here somewhere. Not exactly in our head, but somewhere around here is the light. That's what it works out in numbers, because this is the 4. But the original 4 planet was Mars. This is 3. But the original 3 planet was Earth. This is a 2. And that's a 2 for the divided world. We end up with 62 is for Queen, 8 by 6. Now we have to listen to Queen music to understand what it means to Queen. 62 is the answer. 62 or 26 is the doghouse. 26 half of 52, and 4 times 26 is 104. It's Casino War, and I don't remember what else it is. It's Casino War. It means Y2K. It means the 1 is no longer there. You're not in control of the 1. The only ace that survives is the ace after the king. So that means your only ace that is real is the one that's picking up from here, that's giving you the light of life. So then we take the 62, we multiply 6 times 2, 6 plus 2, it becomes 20. This is 26Z. It's 88 from the 2 worlds, from 48. 48 makes the space. When we put 62, 26, 88, we have the 2 sides of the space. When I put 86 of 68, it becomes 55. It becomes the whole inside of the space. This is the cat. 22 and 24. Grover Cleveland. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4. It's 4 and 4. 4 from one category and 4 into the next category. This will now create you what I have to you on the other side. PH and X. The pharmaceutical, the phoenix, man X, the hexagon. I'm not sure. This is number 24. This is number 8. 24 and 8 is 32. The backdoor connection to the one light. This comes apart, these two. Okay? And it also, you put an arm on here. This 16 becomes 18. The light is now 16. Look, it's the halo. It's like it's the halo in back of our head. And it's got this mark over here, which means, is that how they're reversing? They reversed where the light goes so that their light comes in from the easiest position, and the other light, don't forget the light that you breathe, it brings that light, and it's upside down anyways because that's where your lungs are. And I'm still trying to understand the light. One thing that's supposed to be very good for you is niacin. Now there's iacin is coming in. Okay. Now that we did this angle over here, it comes back to 20. 20 means the secondary world of the dog pound. How come? 0 equals 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is 8 and 9, and that's where you are from your birth. This here and this here. Saturn is the sphere of your body, and it's the world we all live in. Saturn, this gives you 6. 3 and 3, something to do with your arms, your legs, your digits, and your one body. Over here, okay, and I made this design before. Okay, we know I can't do it. Another thing is part of the flower. This tulip is because something's over here on our shoulders and the light's going up. If you take a look, this is what the tulip's doing. At the same time, it's a V and a W. Beta creation, the division of the light, 3 different kinds of light. So anyways, we had Mars. Now we have Saturn. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, that's 11. So what happens over here? 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals 6 and 5, 11. This becomes the creation of the 3 sides of the light, which is you're talking about Saturn and Venus, what Venus does, okay? Don't forget this whole thing gets to be who you are, but you're split in half like this. How do I know? All the picture cards are this way, and the Aleph letter shows you that we are split apart and the wings are added on. A wing is put on here and a wing is put on here. It's like a rib. Why is it a rib? Because it's a ribbit, it's a frog. It has to hop from somewhere to somewhere. I don't know really where it's going. Did you ever put moose in your hair? Well, I've got a moose in my hair. I'm hearing him right now. Or was it a mouse in the house that sounded like the moose of the hair gel, or was it a leg? Take away our legs, and we can't move our body unless we try and roll over. Rover. So now we get this 11, 6 times 5, because we have to reduce it again to see what world we're in. We're always going to reduce it to 2 numbers, okay, that'll usually be reflected between 11 and 19. Why do I say that? Because if you do that in the temperature, okay, if you take Celsius to Fahrenheit, first of all, it's 1.8 plus 32. That gives you your answer. I'm not here, you'll look it up. But in temperature, when you count up the numbers at the end, I'm not sure if it's Celsius or Fahrenheit, it always adds up to the number 5 as 5, 14, or 23, or 32, or 41. And that's where we get the 41. 5 times 6 is 30 creation, 3 worlds. You do not have to go anywhere else. So that's why you multiply the 0 now. 3 by 0 is 45. 45 is the fox. It's 3 world, 3, 4, and 5. 5 and 4 comes to connected with the world of Saturn. That's your 3. Man becomes the 6th body, and that's your 9 of 69. You add 11 as 11 is here, becomes 41. You started on Go Monopoly. How did we start on Go? Your father plugged your mother up, and then she fell out. 144. She was in a world. She was in 2 different worlds at the same time. One in her spiritual mind as a child before she was born, in which, do you think a child is born when she's born right away? Just the hopes of the sperm and the egg actually says, ah, shit, we were going to be into this world and they took us away. Ah, we'll start over again. Because they're just robotics. They have only a brain. The only thing they know is to make a baby. And wherever they go after, they keep going. Or they dissolve into the earth. They lose their brains. So, you know, when you say salmon swimming upstream, the sperm can lose its brain if you don't use it. If you just toss it somewhere else and you don't use it in making a baby. And look at all those sperms that don't get to be babies. You want to talk about abortion? You want to talk about abortion? Well, let me ask you a question. Every time you're in the bedroom with your boyfriend and going at it, I'd like to know how many of those sperm eggs you kill. Every single time. Oh, no! Another funeral today. What are you talking? Yeah. Something about the load leaving. Every time that load leaves, it seems like there's a funeral for sperm. It's okay. At the end of every month, they have to cut up those eggs and throw them out. Every month I went to the store and I bought wings. You bought wings? Wow, we're angels. Nah, not angels. Happened again. The moons that set beneath me, the Venus split in the side of one world, has left the gate. All right, okay, let's move on to something else. We were talking about October, but the Spanish told me to say ver instead, which means a worm or a cup. To go, the sea world. We're going to take vitamin C to go over and look over into the world. To get over into the world. What would be the sea that comes into the world? But in October, 666 says fucked over. Fucked over. The phoenix has fucked us over. We got to learn what that phoenix is all about. Anyways, I know a lot of people that died in the year 2013. One is still on its way. One is Steve Jobs. One is JG. The other is MF. And Schumacher is not feeling too good right now. And that's a lot of money that they left over. I hope somebody's going to do something good with it. Another thing I was going to speak about in my next video is the CFL versus the NFL and how to set up rack a set of balls in pool according, rack a set of balls, the rivet like we were talking before, 4, 3, and 2. you remember what this 4, 3, and 2 is? I forgot to mention to you 4, 3, and 2. First of all, there's a way to set up the balls that you can understand the two hemispheres of the mind, and even deeper than that, but I'm making it up. And in doing this, here's one triangle upside down, here's another one. See the bow ties? When you stretched one out to the other side? I wanted to go back and talk about one more thing. So we went Venus 2, 3. We went Venus 2, 2. We went Venus 2, 4. Doesn't have anything to do with 4, 3, 2 vibration? Or no, we're not going to count that. We're not going to go 8, 6, and 4. We don't have to talk about 2. She divided us up. She's the one that split the light. That's what she's used for. She's busy! The heel of your foot, if you were upside down, this would be the heel of your foot. That means from the heel of your foot, the light would be going out, and the first 5 lights are against your toes. 5 toes here and 5 toes there. That's your, somehow it goes into your bones and goes up your joints. It rides this world. Why do I say that? Because I know the 5 and the 6 connect together in the alphabet and connect together in the definition of the line of 4, 5, and 6, the death vibration. So this would be the heel of your foot, the 5 toes, and then the heel of your foot, which would be number 3, I presume, and then it goes all the way up your leg, all the way into your backbone. 2, 3. So we ended up like this. This is the beginning of the monopoly. You see what we did here? We took this and we played it all the way to the end, and we kept coming back to the letter T. This is the transmission. 2 ears and 1 mouth. So now you have 14 and 9. 9 brings your 11 creation from Neptune into 1441. Now you have to look up online Sesame Street 1441, and you will see it hanging on a green lamppost. 30 becomes 36 because the 0 becomes 15. Or it says 3 times 15, which is 45 the fox. 45 plus 11 is 56. Again, we're communicating. But once I see 0 and it's 3, 3, okay? Or 3 times 45 degrees is 135 degrees. Split it between this side of the world and this side of the world, you have 270 degrees, which becomes 276. 2 times 276 becomes 304, and Halloween is on that day. But we don't want to go that way, okay? That's a birth cycle. All Halloween is about is what mask you're going to get when you come into this world. This 6 goes over here, 3 of 666. The letter R comes about, the letter RC. 6 and 3 again come together because of who you are, the body and the mind, and the 10. 5 by 2 is 10. Why 5 by 2? You're 2 Mars and you're 3 Saturn. That's 5. Venus multiplies everything by 2. Okay? So if you're 5'2", you're 2 Mars, 3 Saturn. That's 5. Multiplied by 2, you're 10. Then you're 3 of Saturn. Okay? And you're 3, 2, 1, 1. You're 3, 1, 2, 3. And the 1, 2 becomes 3 because your exterior of who you are is always run on 3. I can't explain that one. It's like you have the 1 light over here, to the 3 here, to the 3 here. But you have a light here, and you have 3 lights. You have 3 lights. Why? Because you have 3 cards, okay, that have the light in it. Or excuse me. In cards, it's A, C, E, and I. 1, 3, 5, and 9. The 7 and the 8 are the moons, the 2 sides of your brains, the 2 hemispheres. In French, it's gauche and droite, to the left and to the right. Gauche is 7. Goshen in Hebrew. Goshen. What is in Goshen? And what is droite? Droite. Droite. This says to go straight. It also says right in French. This is left. G and D. The light comes out of here. G and D. The dog. Ow! Howling up at the moon. Sticking his nose up. Sticking his nose up. Here's the moon right here. Howling at the moon. G-O-D. In French, G-O-D is left and right. It's the same thing. They do the same thing when they say 10. When they say 10, this is the word in French, 10 and 6. SD, 19 and 4, 419. 4 by 19, 19 is 38. S and S, part of the Mississippi. Let's run down the Mississippi. C'est tout droit. It's straight down the Mississippi. We're getting off on the left or the right. Does anybody really understand what I'm talking about? It's word association. This also says Detroit. What's in Detroit? We also know something's in Chicago, but this right away says Detroit to me. I see it now. I see it on screen. So what I want to show is the first time you play Monopoly, this is the only way to get, you dice 11, okay, you're right next to go to jail, or you're on go to jail because it's the 11th property. What is the question? You're number 5 and number 6? Well, number 5 is you're on the train track, and it's Reading Railroad, and it's the sixth property on the board. Number 11 is just at the corner. 30 is go to jail. Spirit, angel, and man goes right to jail. The Mediterranean is the number. This is the number that gets you all the way around the board and into the Mediterranean. Do you know why? See the 5? There's a train track here, 5, times a train track here, 5, that's 25. Train track here, 125. Train track here, 625. Multiply by 41, 25,625. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 equals 625. 6, 2, and 5. No, 3, 4. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, 256. No 3, 4, but there's the 4 over here. But there's no 3, 4. This is your 30 creation, the 4 months of 30 days, the 1 month of 28 days. Man is in. When you add these all together, I mean, look at this. 9, 11, 41, 40. I mean, this is insane. You have 55. Now we're playing CFL football. 30, 41, 52. Now you have Earth. Earth, heart, 6. It's all 52. I just told you 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 and 4 times 4 times 4 by 4. And Earth is 52 and right inside the numbers. It's got 2 out of 3. I think that's a winner. That's like a quinilla. 50. So this 41. Let me do the short ones first. This is the cross in your back. 23 is the letter W. 52 and 23 is 75. Okay. Then we did this over here. 75. And 8 is 83. Number 83. 3 by 8, 3 plus 8, spirit, angel, and man. 11 plus the 24 of the cat, Venus and Neptune. Did you understand what I did? 41, excuse me, 14, this becomes 55, this becomes 20. 2055. That's 2055 is the creation of 2013, the spirit of 76. These are the opposites. These go together. These are on what's it called? Corners. This is on one side. This is on the other side. How can I explain that better than this? Let's not. Let's just put this together. 52 and 23. 62, 72, 75, 83. This is Hoover Dam. Now we're connected to H and H. 44 connects to Barack Obama. Space between is 0.5 and 0.5. If you're not standing on the line, you're standing 0.5 in and 0.5 in. Makes your total of 45. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. In fact, man is this way. Venus is here, between your legs. Here's the point of Venus going up. Here's the light coming out from each side, the light. Here's your number 8. That's 4 times 2 becomes 8. This is 3 times 2 becomes 6. This is 2 times 2 becomes 4. The Mars sandbox plays inside of Saturn because of Neptune sitting on your head, the Grey Cup and the Super Bowl. The totals, like I said, was 83. But if we take everything to one more step, this becomes 9 just like this one. This becomes 3. So this total figure over here, from working only with this total figure over here, oh, we have to do this one also, this becomes the 20. So now we have to end up, make it number 26, because 0 will equal 6. But if I do that, okay, then I have to bring the second world in, because 6 and 8 go together. So just let this result in a 2. Okay, for now? No, but then it wouldn't be right. Put them in 8. This is an 8. This is a 9. It's 17. 8 and 9 on the cross. The only time you come on the cross, this is 7 times 2. This is 7 times 2. This is what's going to say win big, baby. You know why? 7 times 2 is 14, the letter N. 7 plus 2 is I. The 7 is a G. 14. And 9 is 23 for the W. It says win big. This is 8, 17, 31, 41, 42, 83. We got 83 here, and 8 over here is 91. The word spirit equals to 91. If I add up these two, becomes 52. 52, okay, which equals to 10, and which equals to 7. This will end up creating the planet Lovejoy out of number 23 beta. 23 comes out of the world of Saturn. 24 comes out of Neptune. 22 comes out of Mars, all connected to Venus. So if Venus doesn't have any moons, every single one of her moons are in your body. Okay? I'm thinking that Mercury is each one of your hands and feet, but I know it's already in your blood. We're being weighed down for no reason. So this totality of 91 all equals moon. Number 19 is 10 and 9. 5 by 2, 3 by 3 is 10 and 9. 5 by 2 and 3 by 3. The 3 light, I have to figure out exactly. Like I said, 3, 3, 3. Which numbers are 3, 3, 3? Are they only in red? If they are in red, they're on the roulette table. If they're in black, they're on the roulette table. All I have to do is look at the roulette and design some designs until it tells me, okay? And it tells you, it shows you the answer. It shows you right away. You'll see 3 things that light up as an X or a Y, and you'll know if it's a Y, it's on this side, or it's a Y on that side. But I already know that 8, 11, 10, 13 connect and say Michael Jordan. At the same time, 26, 29, 28, 31 connect, also saying number 55, and it's right on the roulette table. The horses that run at the racetrack and their colors tell us a story. The pool game. Do you know what this is? We're going to show you how to rack up a set of balls to where it might be set up in this position. The vibration of a rack. The vibration of a rack. Iraq, Iraq, another hidden clue. The rack of ribs, the rabbit, the ribbit of the frog, the hop over, because they connect together somehow in your body. This is 2 racks together, and I'm going to show you in a minute how we work these 2 racks together. And don't forget, on these racks we might have rabbit ears. You know why? Because if I take this rack back and this rack back, there'll be a space, a crack in between the 2 sides. You'll see 2 mountains. And we do those 2 mountains because they turn another rack on top of it, and they put a bolt ear and a bolt ear, and they squeeze these 3 balls in together. By doing that, there's a space between this side and that side, and the light will pass through here. Because all it'll do is spin around it. The light can pass right through here, illuminating in the game of pool your 7 balls, his 7 balls, 1 ball in the center. Now you got the 7th gate. You got 2 7th gates. One shows up on the 8 card. You know why? Because on the 8 card, the light has come in. The 8 brings the 8 equals to the light. Why? Because it's 8 plus 1 in the 9 card. You see, 8 plus 1 is like this. This is what it actually is, right? This card shows both of them, right? But it's only the only time we can get these moons lit up is when this comes in. You see the 4 on each side? That's your 8. Look at your 8. Your 8 says 8. But this is your 8 that lights up the lights. You understand why? 3 and 3? Look, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You light up light. 4 and 4, or 2 up here and 2 up here. You take this and you go all the way to this one. You take this one, go all the way to this one. You crisscross your heart, and I don't know how your body, I'm not a doctor, I don't know anything about this. It's 4333. But I do know one thing. I'm quite sure of one thing. Everything connects. You pick something up and drop it, you had it first. It fell on the floor because of you. So now we have this connects. We have the numbers that connected. But I'm going to set up a little bit of a pool game to show you how the light comes to show you how the pigtails on each side. Why these are, you see 717? That's the Tea Party. Put 15 balls in here. Should we put 15 balls in here? Maybe there shouldn't be 1 ball in the middle here. Maybe you need a vibration ball in the middle. Maybe you actually need 5 balls over here. Because if you had 5 balls here, you'd put 5 balls here and 5 balls here. You got 5, 5, and 5. Why 5 balls? Maybe 3 balls. I don't know. Something to do with the vibration. And you need suspension. Because if you don't have suspension, everything gets crushed. The vibrations just knock the rabbit and the frog. The 8 light and the 8 card. The 7 and the 8 card. 7 card and 8 card. Okay, the 8 card is right here. Shows because you got the 1 in the middle. So you got the 7 and the 7, 1 on each side, and which is reflected inside the 8 and shows 2 moons. 1 moon here, 1 moon here, and you don't show the heart. The only time this comes up is when this 8 card comes up. The 8 card. It looks like a 9, but it's an 8. But it's not only an 8, it's an 8 and a 7. And if you really want to look at things, they're all 6s without the light. The 6 has no moons. You put a moon dome over here, you put a moon dome over here, you put it on your head like that. Okay? This is your area. Now, okay, the light comes in. Take the light. It's the same 6 card. See where the light is in one hemisphere. Same 6 card, okay? But just the moon is in. That's moon number 4, let's call it. And then you take the second light. Look, you got a moon here and moon here on both sides. This is going to pick up when this card comes in. You see the heart? See the heart is empty? Oh, when you take this and you put it in here, you've now connected all your moons to the one heart. Here's your 2 moons. Put it here, put it here. This 9 card becomes the 11. You now have 9/11 because the light has lit up your moon. Now there's a lot more, and probably a little bit more, but there is some more to say. Now we connected all the planets to Venus now, okay? And I can go deeper. Eventually we will go deeper. Man, I'd like to smoke a big fat Mary Jane and sit down with a bunch of yous out there, lie back in my chair and say, what do you want to know next? Oh, the only way we can know is by what your question is. And if you're asking me, I'll tell you what I think. What I think is what I tell you is what we will now understand together as knowing as, let's call it number A. Whatever it is, whatever we come up with, whatever you think it means, whatever I think it means. And eventually there might be a game or a design that says, look, this is exactly what fits. Look at this design. How does it work? How can we make it work? How does it have to connect within our body? Look, it works. It's in our body. Will it work with everything else in our body? Well, anyways, to get off to say the last things in this video, I saw the space station today. They're now a little bit towards the northeast right now. And they have their yellow lights on, or my glasses were on, I wasn't sure. But they were flashing the light tonight. Oh, I know. To all my friends, and I have none, but to many people that I'm acquainted with within these videos, I don't want to say I have no friends, but you understand what I'm saying. I mean, in this world where you actually don't know who your friends are, and if it's a narcissism, you would never really know. They can tattle you along for the rest of your life and always take something from you, but you would never know. Just for everybody that's out there, eat well, my friends. This is the year. When you see the lights go out, you better go out and buy yourself a whole bunch of stuff. And not only that, before you even do anything, just because in the world of the Lord of the Flies, make sure you know who your friends are and who you set up with when the times are bad. Because if the times are that bad, that one that you're in a group with might turn around and slap your fingers. Anyways, we still didn't finish the pool game. I will finish that in my next video. I did not do the CFL, okay, and the NFL, in which there's 50 yards and 55 yards. And I'm going to do it at the end of the video and tell you that 55 yards is 7 by 7 equals 49 plus 6. Man is in the game. The light still goes. The time still runs. In the other division, it's 7 by 7, 49. They have 50 yards, so they only have the one spirit. They did not gain the light when they have to open up the field and bring one more man inside, the referee, who will play the game in the middle of all the teams throughout the game. And he has 3 sides of his brain. He's in the center, to the left, and the right, and the referees are all over the field. And that's the difference between the clock running in CFL to the world of the NFL, inside the division of the 2 minds. CFL is 363, creation of the resident R. So therefore, that has to say what I just said. NFL is 5-6, the communication of the wolf, creation, 3, 5, and 6. There is no 4 because they're the controllers within it. You would say more that's the not the referees controlling the game. So yeah, so we have that the Grey Cup is on the inside. The Supper Bowl is holding it all in. We're going to have a big salad tonight and have a nice evening. I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Thank you for watching. Raphael in the constellation of Pegasus. I really want to thank you. And there's, excuse me, I just want to say one thing, and I'm going to take no credit for this because it's not my credibility shit. There's someone out here, okay, and I don't know if she wants her name, but I've been doing so much art for so long, and if anything I'm saying is right, this girl keeps designing things. I can actually understand it because my vision is that an area. Imagine somebody doing art and being able to explain it from looking at the other side of it, where I'm trying to tell you a story and show me a picture. Well, Jen has those pictures. She can show you those portals, how they work. The prism. The sand trap of Mars? Well, why don't you listen? My cat is always burying his stuff deep inside the sand. The sand. My cat is always shooting up a fur ball. The cat's fur ball. What is it all about? Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for this video.